Hello and welcome to today's episode of The Insider, brought to you, as you jolly well know, by those lovely people at Vanishing Inc. Now, I love nominative determinism. Is that something that translates into German?
I don't think so. I'm not
Okay.
sure.
I'll explain. There's a firefighter in America called Les McBurney. There's an Asian American lawyer called Sue Yu. And there's someone that works in the Water Research Centre in the UK called Andrew Drinkwater. That's nominative determinism. So their name dictates the job that they end up doing, right?
Yeah.
Now, with your name, Alexander Hermann, you really had no choice but to be a magician. So the fate was sealed from your birth, really. But tell us your origin story. You've got 13 seconds. Magic origin story.
Yeah, so my brother showed me a coin trick and didn't explain the trick to me, and I was kind of pissed off, and I really wanted to know how it's done. Then I tried it myself, figured it out a way to perform it, and after that, he was so amazed by my skills to figure it out. He bought me a magic book, and yeah, that was my origin story.
Now, did you figure out the method that he used, or did you create a method?
Actually, I've created a method which was very, very bad because I was 8 years old and it looked horrible, but he was amazed that I tried it and it kind of worked. Yeah, so after that, he explained it to me. And that started my magic career.
Now, there is quite a scene in Germany with magic, but what first drew you to start taking magic a bit more seriously growing up in Germany, and who inspired you? Like when you moved up from the coin trick level with your brother, where was your inspiration?
So I think I had like two starting points. I've never actually went to something like the Magic Circle, and I watched a lot of YouTube back then, and I think it was David Blaine's Street Magic special that inspired me the most. And I did like when I was 11 or 12 years old, my own little street magic specials. My parents bought me a camera, and that was starting point for my serious magic. And then at the age of, I think, 16, I started a YouTube channel and had a lot of subscribers and shared my magic over that way. And I think I was 25 or 26 years old when my best friend Dustin came over, and he was like, you need to do it like at least as a half-time job. And yeah, that was the point where it started like very, very big for me.
Have you got any of the videos of the street magic specials that you filmed with your mom's camera when you were 12?
So, yes, but I don't, or maybe I will share some of them, I think in 1 or 2 years on my Instagram, but right now I'm too afraid to share it with people because it's super cringe, right? Because I felt like David Blaine, but I was like a small dude, no beard. I was a little chubby, and I had this like very serious face and tried to do like super mysterious magic specials like David Blaine. Yeah.
Oh, mate, if we should cut together a little bit for social media when your download collection comes out, just for fun, just little bits, and like see his progression. This is where it started, and now it's here. That might be really good fun, just to show a few little bits, if you don't mind.
Yes.
But you can think about it.
But we can do that.
It would get engagement on socials, so it would be fun.
I think so. The funny thing is, I actually have like one of my first performances of Heartless, which is part of the download bundle, and how it started. And
that would be cool.
I think that's fun to see because it's over 10 years old now, the idea. And after 10 to 12 years, it will be part of a cool download bundle.
How interesting. We'll get onto that and the details of it later. But how do you balance technical sleight of hand with a theatrical performance? Not necessarily in a theatre, but the way you perform is quite theatrical. So what's your balancing act between the technical things and the performance part?
So the thing is, I'm actually pretty bad at sleight of hand and technical stuff. I have super dry hands, which is a big problem working with coins and cards. And I've learned like a lot of basic sleight of hand and some very useful moves, and I've polished like the big ones. For example, a good card control or a nice top change, a clean double lift. And I figured out, even though when my sleight of hand is good, people still notice sleight of hand sometimes.
Mhm.
But when performing magic, like having an intriguing premise or a cool presentation, the sleight of hand will sort of fade out. It's not
Yeah.
important anymore because the thing you tell them is like more important or more fun. And that's actually the reason I came up with Ultimate Free Choice, because I was back then I was a little too afraid to use my sleight of hand for real people. So I tried to find methods without sleight of hand in it. And yeah, that's how this one started.
That's really interesting. I didn't know that. What's your process or practice routine like when you're learning a new close-up trick to bring into your act? So you've got what you're going to do, and this you find in an old book or from the Vanishing email list a new trick that fits you. How do you go about from getting it or reading it to getting it ready for performance?
So the thing is, after you have like a baseline of moves, most of the times when I read something and I like it, but there's like something to it I'm not able to perform good, I change it for another type of control or something like that, and then I just practice it for like 5 minutes to get the basic baseline, and after that I just go out to my gigs and perform it like 20 to 50 to 100 of times till I know the beats, till I've polished the premise and stuff like that. So it's not like I'm sitting in my room and practicing magic for hours, but I just
as
try
soon
it
as
out
you
and then
can, you get out there and
right.
try. How do you get over the fear of failure of doing that with such little practice?
So the thing is, this is also a premise of one of my magic tricks, but it's also like for real. I do it like a lot of comedians approach this type of thing. So you always have a backup plan ready. So they also have to test out their new jokes in front of an audience, because people or the comedian won't laugh at themselves, which is kind of stupid. They choose jokes they like, but it also has to appeal to an audience. So every time I perform something new and I fail, which happens like 10 to 20% of the times, they don't know where you're going. So most of the times I just switch it, or that's my type of style when I perform for real people. I'm just honest. If I mess it up, I'm like, shoot, just learned this one on the right here on YouTube, so I'm not that good. And they will laugh.
Let's try
and
this instead.
Yeah, right. And then we go for real miracle. I have always like a super strong hitting, quick magic trick ready to back it up. Yes.
Because you see, I think that's the fear that a lot of new, I'm not going to say young, because people can come to magic at any point in their life, but a lot of new magicians have, is that they think it's going to be the end of the world if they can't find a card, or if the coin doesn't vanish. And the reality is, it doesn't matter. It's a card trick and nobody really cares that much. But are there, how did you not care? Or did you always not care? Or was there a thing where you think, this is why it's not such a big deal?
So the thing is, after I've had a bunch of tricks I'd like to perform, I was on a lot of parties back then, and I just showed magic, and it was very good a lot of times. But every time I failed, I felt really bad. So it had like a huge impact on me when a magic trick didn't work, because people started laughing and stuff like that when you try to downplay it. But I had this. I think I was like 20 years old. I had a performance for free for a couple of friends, and I did this trick and I messed up, and I don't know why I had this moment of, okay, I have to be honest, guys, I just messed it up. And they were like, oh yeah, okay, that can happen. And I realized no backfiring, no one is mad at me. And after that, I had like this enlightenment of, this is just entertainment. So you're not like trying to save anybody from dying or something like that. It's not
yes.
that important. It's
No
just
one dies.
right. So if you mess up the astonishment, that's kind of bad, but it's not that bad. And if you have any type of backup, you should use it. So I have like one or two tricks that will always work, that's always hard hitting, that you just can pull off, and they're like, oh, okay, shit, that's the real deal.
Yeah. You mentioned your best friend Dustin Grimm, for those who are unaware. How important is, not just with Dustin, but with other people, how important is collaboration in your work?
Collaboration with magicians is like very, very important for me personally, because back in the days I didn't have like a lot of people I could talk to, but someone like Dustin was one of my closest friends back then. And I realized when you start to just talk about a stupid idea, so it's out there, it's not in your brain anymore, it's like anywhere in the world.
Mhm.
Someone else could pick it up, just change like 1%, and then you're amazed by your own idea. Or maybe they take like 20% and make it their own. It's like playing something like a ball game, right? If you play alone, it's okay, but if you have someone else, the outcome will be always different. And
That's a great analogy. Yeah.
yeah, and playing is like the most important thing in creativity. So thinking about new ideas, you always have to share with someone you trust, someone you like, someone's style you enjoy, and also, I think a rotation of people is good. I have like five close magic friends and one non-magic friend whom I share ideas with, and yeah, Dustin is like one of the closest. And every single time we jam about like a very stupid premise, we find something amazing.
Like
Yeah.
a fake shrimp, for example.
Yeah, his classic, the fake shrimp. To be honest, I didn't approve that. He just went out and showed it like everyone. But yeah, it became like an inside gag for a lot of magicians.
So anybody that has not seen Dustin do something with a frozen shrimp, when you come to the session in January, ask him to show you something with a frozen shrimp, because he will have one. I have no doubt. Now, I know with a lot of your work that tension and release, or tension and surprise, are quite important elements, particularly with ultimate free choice. Everybody thinks, first of all, you should describe the trick, but everybody thinks it's over. And then there's a big surprise at the end. So how is that something you always strive? Is that something that's always important for you? And how do you build that tension and release in your work?
Oh, that's a great question. So, for those of you who didn't know or haven't seen Ultimate Free Choice yet, it's basically you could say it's a mystery card. I present a prediction, and then by elimination, they land on one card. Super, super clean and free. There's not big procedure. It's like a very, very clean, eliminate these cards, no double wording or stuff like that, and they're down to one. And then you present the card in your pocket, or maybe from an envelope, but most of the time I do the pocket version. And then they're suspicious and say you have something more in your pocket, and then you just do the old gag where you take like 20 or 10 of the same card out of your pocket. So they have the 4 of hearts, and then you have like 20 more in your pocket, which is a very, very cool ending for a routine. So it is important for me to always have like not only the classic surprise, but an additional surprise to your magic. So, for example, can I talk about Heartless already?
Yeah, sure.
So it's basically a transposition of 2 cards. And the transposition is strong, and people will react to a classic transposition. But at the end, you will have like a kicker ending to it. You have not only the transposition of the cards, but also like an additional add-on where something appears on the hand or something like that, which is very, very important. And also, let me think about that. We can cut that one out, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I think, oh, perfect. So building tension is very important for Magic, in my opinion. You want them to have this feeling of, okay, we need the relief right now, and when you do it and also have like more relief than they thought of, they will go home with the big feeling of astonishment.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't build tension, if you place a card packet in the middle of the pack and it will just appear on the top, it's kind of boring. But doing it like under test conditions, they can shove the card back in. They can prove that the card is not on top yet. So something will build up, and when the card then appears, they will be surprised. And they will have this awesome feeling of, how the f did he do that? Yeah.
Let's talk about the new download collection. There are four, count them, 4 tricks. I've decided to reframe bundle doesn't sound good. Bundle sounds cheap in English. So we're going to start calling them collections now, because I think that sounds a bit, gives them the gravitas that they deserve. So talk to us about this new release and the 4 tricks contained therein.
So basically, there will be 3 tricks and 1 like secret additional thing. A lot of people already saw at the session. So about the bundle, I have 3 of my favorite things to show at gigs for real people. I think that's one of the most important things. A lot of magicians practice their magic to show to other magicians, and the expectation of what will happen differs from showing it to magicians or showing it to lay people. And the 3 effects I have in the bundle with the additional one are, one of them is a card transposition with a kicker ending, which is really awesome. It is impromptu-ish. You will need 1 additional thing, but it's like one of the cleanest and easiest card transposition. And also they will end with a souvenir, which is always nice. Then we have like a strange type of effect where you have a pack of cards bought on eBay, where you bought every single card from a different person with different amounts of money. They will choose a card very, very freely, and you've predicted the outcome. Very, very fair. And the last one is like my ending to every single card routine where a card is signed and picked, where the deck fuses to like a big, how do you say it?
Like a poster?
Yeah, some sort of poster where the card is revealed in the middle of the poster, and you can customize it in different ways. It's kind of hard to just describe, but
they think, I'll try, they think that their card's going back into a deck of cards.
Right.
And then you pull the deck of cards and it unfolds into a big poster with the reveal in the middle of the poster.
Right.
Yeah. And that can be customized. So you've done it on me at the session with a rude, silly version. But to try and make me look stupid. But then when you're working for real people, I mean, you can do the silly, rude version if you're in a bar and the vibe feels right. But you can also do it for a corporate gig or for a wedding, or it can be serious, or it's like up to you how you want, which direction you want to take it, right?
Right. Yeah, correct. And the customization, so the thing I did to you, I'm very sorry, but it was Justin's fault.
It's always Dustin's fault.
No, the thing I showed you was like when people saw opening closer. That's what it's called. I have like an additional thing where it's like a bad PP joke, but let's not talk about that one. But the real customization is when you turn over the whole pack. You can customize it in every way. Like you can have like different reveals on the back of this big poster. You can have a message like "Happy Birthday" or something like that. You can use it for gags and stuff like that. I also had built like a huge X-ray version recently, where when I turn over the poster, I hold the X-ray version to my chest, and you can see my body through the poster with an extra card in my chest pocket, which you can only see through the X-ray. I will bring it to the session next year because it's like my new take on this routine. Yeah, and it's very fun. It's a good closer. Yeah,
Let me.
that's it.
I've just got to check on. I'm going to do a live check because I know it's on. Do you know it's? We've put it on the release schedule.
What? Really?
31st of July.
Oh, that's awesome.
As far as I know. Now it's there. It's on the release schedule, and it's coloured green, which normally means all the different elements are in place. I haven't seen a trailer yet,
That's cool.
but yeah, it's going to be real soon. So that's exciting. Everybody can look forward to that. And the other thing everyone can look forward to is after we met first at the session several years ago, and after coming to the session as an attendee with aforementioned chum Dustin, you're going to be on stage this year.
Yeah.
So how does that feel from like loving the convention and going all these years to now being part of the performance of it?
I still can't believe it. I'm still not. I still haven't processed that I have my own magic trick out there, because I was kind of a shy guy in front of magicians.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have the feeling that I can share something because there are a lot of great magic out there. But it's always when you compare to the top % of magic, you will feel bad pretty quickly. But if you realize where you are, it's just an amazing feeling. And then visiting the session, I think you were the second person I talked to at the session. And you showed this thing from Tim Hill with a coin.
Emergence.
Yeah, right. And then I was like, okay, what's that? It's kind of fun. And you only had the prototype of it. And thinking back to that day, I also performed Ultimate Free Choice for someone. And he said it's like one of the worst tricks he ever saw. And it was like a very bad start to the session. But after that, I shared it to a lot of cool people. For example, Daniel Prado, Giacomo, one of my closest friends in Magic right now, and a lot of different people. And Dustin pushed me to show a little more to other guys. And yeah, the feeling is I still not able to process it, that I will be on stage at the session and share my magic with the world. And it's so great.
Do you know what you're going to be lecturing on yet?
Sorry?
Do you know what you're going to be talking about yet?
Yes and no. I have a lot of stuff I want to share, but I want to boil it down to the most important things, because I think one of the things I can talk about is the creative process in Magic. I gathered a lot of information from some awesome people like Blake Voigt, Adam Wilbur, and how they approach magic and the creativity process. And I want to build it in the magic I will share with you guys. So it's probably a talk about being creative and also practical, because having like cool ideas like you can turn a skyscraper to, I don't know, a big ball of spaghetti, which sounds amazing, but it's not practical. Or going for, okay, let's build a gimmick that can do this and that and this and that. And then you realize, okay, on paper it's good, but when you go out, either people won't care, or they will spot it, or it will feel terrible. You have a lot of sound mechanics and stuff like that. And how to turn these ideas into practical ideas. I think that's one of the things I will talk about, because something like Heartless was my way to have a double cross magic effect where something appears in someone's hand without having to touch them weirdly, or have, I don't know, weird moments where you feel as a performance sometimes bad, and where they could spot something early on and transform it to something that feels also unique as an experience.
Yeah. Now, for the uninitiated, can you explain a bit about what the session is like? Because obviously it's 2 minutes from Heathrow Airport, although we haven't moved hotels this year. Do you know that?
Yeah, I know.
We're going to a much nicer hotel, but it's 5 minutes up the road, near the McDonald's for anybody that comes.
Yes.
And it's got good food, which will make a delightful change. But can you explain, you travelled from Germany
Yeah.
every year. You flew into the UK just for this convention. Why did you bother going to that hassle?
So the thing is, you can meet a lot of magicians in like your country and your area, but going to the session has like a different type of feeling. So first of all, you're not in an environment you know. So you're like in a closed environment only for magicians, which is already great. You enter the session, the hotel rooms and the big hall and stuff like that, and you feel, I know it sounds kind of esoteric, but you feel a sort of different energy there, and then you start meeting different people, and the session has this type of vibe where you have like a lot of tables, a lot of different types of magicians,
Hmm.
just sharing magic and talk about magic, and it's so great. It doesn't matter where you go, you will always find something inspiring. You will meet always cool people because there are other idiots like yourself who want to travel to a different spot to see magic. And it's like the same type of energy. And the best thing for me personally about the session is you can sit next to someone like Luke Jamay, and it feels like you're sitting next to a friend you know for years. So um, you have this different levels of magic meeting at one table, and you have a lot of these tables, and also like the cool lectures, the gala show and stuff like that, and you don't have like millions of people there, but like 4 or 5 hands full of people who are just enjoying magic. You can talk to everyone, you can see everything, and it's just great. And for the exchange, for sharing ideas. And also, one of my favorites is to show stupid magic tricks.
Uh-huh.
For example, the fourth secret magic trick for the download for the collection is my ESP trick. I'm not sure if someone saw that one at the session. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's like one of the most stupid tricks you can show. Or having like the pee joke and stuff like that. You only have the space at the session, or something like the session, and
Yes,
it's
yes.
amazing. Just amaze your friends, your magic friends, with magic that feels just different because
Yeah,
it's just fun.
yeah, yeah. Although the session was something you hadn't dreamed you were going to do, um, what would be another dream venue for you to perform at that you haven't performed at yet?
Oh, I have my bucket list, and one of the big places I want to go is the Magic Castle.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why, but I saw a lot of magic clips from there, and then I was like, okay, this feels like a goal I could achieve, which isn't too far off, but also feels like I did something I really watched for years. Or going to Fulas, which is kind of too far for me, but also if I could go to Fulas, it would be great because Fulas, the Magic Castle and stuff like that were just great inspirations for me.
So have you ever visited the castle?
Not yet, not yet.
When I went for the first time, because I'd read so much about it, and heard so much about it, when I finally got there, I almost felt like doing the last bit up the hill on my knees, like some kind of religious pilgrimage, going, finally, I've made it to this sacrosanct, holy place. So yeah, I would recommend it. Where do you see your magic evolving over the next decade?
So I'm like a very complicated creative mess right now because I have like dozens of ideas which different directions, and I try to find a way to incorporate every idea in my type of magic. And I think thinking about character is very important when you perform. Because you could be the almighty magician who only needs a snap to let a card travel from the middle to the top,
Mhm.
or you could be like this weird science guy who just shows you science experiments. You could be, I don't know, someone who needs special types of drinks to perform their magic and stuff like that. And having a character with a power system is very important for me. And I think this will be my next big journey. Not only being the creative guy, but also being the creative guy with the character you would
Yeah.
recognize. And
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's important for me. And I try to I will have a separate Instagram channel for some of my ideas because I really want to share stuff that I don't want to release because it's either too bad for a release or it's just an idea. I don't know, but I need a platform to just share it for free to give back to the magic scene.
Yeah. If you could make one thing, a move, a plot, a method, a trick, vanish from the magic world, what would it be and why?
That's difficult.
Mm.
Okay, let me think about that. A magic move method or something.
Anything to do with the world of magic. Anything to do with the world of magic that you would just go, no, we don't need that anymore.
Mm. It's so weird because my answer would be you will need everything. And if it's gone, someone else will create it one day because there is a need for that. But um,
Yeah,
okay,
no, completely valid.
okay, just letting something vanish forever, I would take the double lift just to mess with a lot of people because it's like the number one technique. And then to see where their creative process will go when they can't use the double lift anymore. Because I think there are like an ass load of magicians doing card tricks and card magic. And I think probably the number one move a lot of people will name will be the double lift.
Yep.
And just to have like this weird variety of new methods pop out would be just amazing.
That's a brilliant answer. And conversely, what excites you about magic today?
Oh, that's a great one. So, I think the one thing that excites me the most about magic is actually not the pure magic aspect, but what it can do to an audience. So I had this one gig I had like a couple of weeks ago where I performed for a little group of pharmacists and they were like the smartest people in the world and stuff like that. And I had a magic effect where I had like 2 or 5 minutes roundabout there of a premise, and the magic effect was just like half a minute.
Mhm.
So it was a huge build up. Then this, I built big tension, and the relief was very quick but very strong. And one of them talked to me and was like, "Yeah, the magic was amazing, man. But did you realize you were able to help us forget the world outside for 5 minutes just because of your magic?" And my philosophy about magic is, life is sometimes like a sprint, like a race, like a marathon you run. And stuff like magic is like the little breaks you have during the run, and you need
Yeah.
it to go further. So that's very important. And yeah, I think after that conversation with this nice gentleman, I realized, okay, that's the reason we're doing it, right? Yeah, and that's what excites me about magic the most.
Oh, that's lovely. Alexander Hermann, we are very, very nearly out of time. I think you know this, but we always end the show on 4 quick-fire questions. Are
Amazing.
you ready?
Oh, yes.
What is your favorite pizza topping?
Pepperoni.
Popular choice. What's your favorite movie?
I think it's called The Professional. Maybe you know that.
There's no judgment. You just list them. And what is the favorite person or people that make music?
I think it's Linkin Park.
And finally, who would you rather fight? 1 giant Andy or 100 tiny Joshuas?
I think I would try to fight Andy because I'm tiny as well, and I think fighting tiny Joshua Jays is like just eye level, and it's unfair to have hundreds of them. So I would try to fight Andy. But I like Andy. He's a very nice guy.
Alexander, where can people find out more? Where can people keep up with what you're doing? What is Instagram the best bet?
Yeah, I think just follow me on Instagram at MagicBroAlex, like magic and magic bro, like the brother, and Alex, you know how to spell that one. Yeah.
Perfect. I look forward to seeing you at the session in January, and I look very much forward to seeing everybody's reaction to your new download collection, which will be coming out very shortly. Absolute pleasure seeing you, man. Thank you so much for your time. And I look forward to seeing you in London in January.
Thank you, Damien. Bye-bye.
Bye. And then we just press stop.